Corals are small, mini-anemone-like animals called polyps that can form colonies. Together these polyps form a common skeleton. Corals belong to a large family of stinging animals, the Cnidaria. Coral reefs are made up of many species of coral that together form an ecosystem, that is, a very specific natural environment consisting of various plants and animals. Coral reefs serve as shelters, food reserves, and nurseries for their many inhabitants, from the tiniest algae to numerous fish and invertebrates, as well as sea turtles and sharks. For centuries, the nature of this strange organism, resembling small flowering trees attached to rocks at the bottom of the sea, has been the subject of much debate among naturalists. Corals are small animals called polyps, shaped like miniature sea anemones, which can form colonies. Together, these polyps form a common skeleton. The first observations were made in the Mediterranean by Pliny the Elder, 1st century AD, on red coral, the same coral used to jewelry. Once brought to the surface, the coral quickly dies. This is why it was thought to be a sea plant. This is why it was considered a sea plant which turned into stone when it was taken out of the water. It was only in the mid-18th century that it was recognized as an animal, attributed to the large family of stinging animals, the Cnidaria. Corals, more than 1,600 species, contribute to some of the most important and complex ecosystems on the planet, coral reefs, which coral reefs are home to thousands of algae, more than 4,000 species of fish, and thousands of other animals. Truly oases of life, coral reefs cover just 0.2% of the world's oceans, but are home to 30% of marine biodiversity. Their ecosystems provide direct livelihoods for 500 million people worldwide through they protect coastlines from waves and tsunamis more effectively than any artificial structure. They are a major tourist attraction and generate a significant portion of the economic income of the tropical regions where they occur. Australia, Indonesia, the Philippines, more than 100 countries benefit from this reef tourism. Finally, reefs offer promising medical prospects related to studying cell aging or obtaining new molecules for human or animal health. Coral bleaching is caused by the expulsion of symbiotic algae that live in their tissues, exposing a white calcareous skeleton. This stress is caused either by bacteria or viruses, then the coral gets sick, by pollutants, or by an increase in sea water temperature. It is this last point that worries climate experts. According to a special report, The Ocean and Cryosphere in a Changing Climate, published by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Climate Change, published by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, in September 2019, the ocean has absorbed more than 90% of the heat stored in the atmosphere through the greenhouse effect since the Industrial Revolution. Marine heat waves, comparable to our land-based heat waves, are likely to become 20 times more frequent, even if increases in atmospheric temperatures remain at 2°C. These heat waves are damaging coral reefs, 90% of which may disappear. Corals don't just live in tropical seas. Under the name coral, we find a variety of species, some of which live in the Mediterranean Sea. In particular, the famous red coral, the same one whose skeleton is used to make magnificent jewelry. Corals belong to the large family Cnidaria, which includes marine invertebrates that have stinging cells, such as jellyfish, gorgonians, and sea anemones. Corals live singly or in colonies. A distinction is made between hard corals, scleractinians, which include corals that build reef-building corals, and soft corals that do not have a skeleton. Both categories are found in the Mediterranean.